Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. At guard from Digos, Davao del Sur, number 9, Scotty Thompson. From Angeles City, Pampanga, also at guard, number 14, Stephen Holt. At forward from San Simon, Pampanga, number 3, Jamie Malonzo. From Cagayan Valley, also at forward, number 1, Troy Rosario. And at center from Sasmuan, Pampanga, number 25, Japet Aguilar. Head coach for the Gen Kings is Tim Cone. And now introducing the starters for the San Miguel Beermen. From Ibaan, Batangas, at guard, number 33, Wami Thompson. Also at guard from Bautista, Pangasinan, number 77, CJ Perez. From Taguig City, at center, number 3, Mo Tautua. At forward from Tabaco Albay, number 91, Rodney Bronyal. And from Ilocos Sur, also at forward, number 13, Marshall Lassiter. Head coach for the Beermen is Leo Austria.
Ruta after Delisa Paes will be starting as your officials with Solon as a substitute. Ball is up, game is live as we welcome you to the Ninoy Aquino Stadium for the start of Game 2. Mo Tautua only took one shot attempt in Game 1. He has to be a lot more aggressive here in the second game, and he does exactly that.
Early on, he went down quick on offense and went for a hard seal against Japet Aguilar right there. And
Scotty being manned by his Gilas Filipinas teammate CJ Perez. They swing it to Jamie Malonzo. Launches over the defense of Wami Chongson. He can shoot over him all game long.
Yes, that's the advantage of the wings of Barangay Ginebra. They have a lot of tall and with tall wings with long arms.
Especially if you get matched up against a point guard in Wami. Back to CJ now. Ball screen provided by Tautua. CJ slices through. The kick out to the corner. Marcio Lassiter converts from deep. He needs to be more aggressive. He needs to start putting up those shots to spread out the defense of Barangay Ginebra.
Yeah, that's a twin shooter combo in the presence of Wami there and Marcio. And there in the previous game, Marcio only had like 3 points in that game, and they need Marcio to explode here to really spread the floor more for San Miguel.
Miss coming from inside for Barangay Ginebra. CJ attacks middle, comes up short. Brondial turning garbage into gold as usual. CJ, seal screen provided by Mo. The kick out to Marcio. Defense is there, so they will reset. All of a sudden, he pulls the trigger, and he converts another 3. Go to a one-on-one now against Japet. Digging defense coming from Scotty on the help. Mo banging, and he will score another bucket. It will force a timeout on the side.
Oh, nice move there, in and out.
Yep, Hezi coming from Scotty. Quick trigger, won't work, but the putback is there for Japet. Pass is stolen and saved by Marcio. Wami pull-up jumper, the one-hander is sweet.
Especially in a close game like that, Carlo, extra possessions will definitely count a lot.
CJ kicks it out. Pass lands with Marcio. He attacks the closeout and he banks it home. CJ uses the Tautua screen. Thompson sticking to him. They go to the shot from Rosales, and it is good for 3. How about Chris Rosales? Did not see action in Game 1, but now ready to play, ready to chip in the second game.
And that's big, Carlo, because a lot of the guys coming off the bench, Tautua, Rosales, even Marcio only had 3 points in the previous game. They're now contributing in this game.
Abariento still struggling from the 3-point range in this series as Rosales picks up the rebound. He gives it up. CJ, the layup,
look at that finger
will get the
roll.
bounce. Ahanmisi in the ball game alongside the Barrientos, Gray, Japet, and Stephen Holt. Gray, quick attack, and he rattles it home for 3.
Instant offense there for Jeremiah Gray. So he's been really known to be a high leaper and at the same time a good 3-point shooter.
But he will have to play as a 4 right now. Tautua goes on the quick attack. Rosales, another 3. Short this time. Rebound, hook, and converted to 2 points by Don Troliano.
Lucky bounce there coming off for San Miguel. they were just able to pick up that ball despite that miss.
Small lineup for Coach Tim Cone as he has no natural power forward on the floor against two towers of San Miguel. Japet picks up his dribble, sends it out to Abarientos. Japet might test the lateral movement of Junmar. They swing it to the other side as Ahanmisi comes up short. Putback is there though for Japet. 23-15. Barangay Ginebra trying to come back into this as Kahilig converts a triple. Start of the second quarter here inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. As we welcome you back to our coverage here on PBA Rush and Filipinas Live. Gray takes another shot. He has 5 points in the match. Beermen, as Rosales dribbles out. 2 seconds to score. A 4-point attempt won't work for Jericho. A leak out for Ahanmisi. He is ahead and he is gone.
It was a very uncharacteristic 1 of 12 field goal night for RJ Abarientos in Game 1. He couldn't identify factors behind this. For him, he just couldn't score. It is what it is. Like the bounce back offensively, we've already seen a hint of that tonight. What holds heavier weight for him is creating opportunities for his teammates. Gentlemen.
Thank you for that report, Bell. On the defensive end as well. As we take another look at this response, the 3-point conversion from Don Troliano, also brought to you by Rexona. Stay cool. Barrientos with 3 to work with. Rosario must pull the trigger. He takes a shot and he banks home the 3.
So he's been missing a lot of those point-blank glass shots, Carlo, and now he wants it coming from the 3-point range.
Not sure if he meant that. Does not matter.
It doesn't matter
all.
as long as because it will really help him get more confident to take more shots when he's open.
7-point deficit for the Beermen. Rosales from a DNP. As Rosales really getting the minutes, earning the minutes from Coach Leo here in the first half. Troliano, baseline drive. Layup is good. As the defense again was not on point for Barangay Ginebra.
And that's something that Coach Tim doesn't really want to see, because right now there are a lot of easy baskets for San Miguel.
Step back 3-point shot for David is sweet. Aggressive, even on the defensive end. He fakes off Troliano and then goes to the step back, sweet looking move. And then a sweeter jumper on the swish. This 3-point shot is brought to you by Rexona. Stay cool in the heat of the game with Rexona. Oh, David gets it deep. Jason against the trees, banks it home.
Underneath.
Look at this. He was in all sorts of trouble, but somehow, some way, banking it high off the glass. Manned by Rosales. Ball screen action up top. The swing to Stephen Holt. Quick trigger, and he converts from deep. 5 points in the match for Stephen Holt. Oh, L.A. Tenorio about to check in for the first time. As this 3-point shot is sweet for Marcio Lassiter. His defender lost his footing, and he now has 11 points in the match.
You gotta stay home on Marshall. He's really feeling his confidence in this game.
Barrientos, the one-hander, won't get the bounce. CJ against Ahanmisi, goes behind the back. CJ still with it. Now Kahilig looking for Marcio. The hot hand of Lassiter. Takes one over the defense of Barrientos. And he's on fire. For the white shirts of San Miguel Beer, off of those back-to-back triples from Marcio. Holt, elbow jumper is good.
Look at the unselfishness of Japet. He knows that there's a mismatch there on the post. He could have just faced up and jumped over the defender. And yet he still followed that play and gave it to Holt.
And the defensive adjustment now, it's Holt trying to stay in front of Marcio Lassiter, as he has been spearheading their offense. Tautua on the drive, extra pass to Brondial. Rodney, tough look, rebound for Mo. Tautua goes to the other side to score.
You know, early in this first half alone, Carlo, it really seems that the matchup between Tautua and Japet Aguilar is really being won by Tautua.
Tenorio, that one-hander too strong. And now CJ will go on the attack. Perez, skies, layup, on.
Wow, look at the way he just uses that finger roll over Ahanmisi.
Virtually impossible to defend on the open court. CJ Perez stretches their lead back up to 12 points. Stephen Holt, top of the key three is good. For now, it is San Miguel doing their best to keep Barangay Ginebra at bay with these repeated attempts to come back, and he is feeling it now. Stephen Holt with a pull-up three in transition, 13 points in the matchup, and they're within 6.
Can you imagine, Carlo, in game number 1, he only had 1 field goal, in which is the clincher or the game winner in that game. And here, he has supreme confidence with his game, with his outside shot, most especially.
Thompson off the spin. Scotty in trouble. The ball is lost. Picked up by Don Troliano. CJ. The tight pass. Wami converts from the corner.
Well, right now, Japet couldn't really get going because Mautautoa has really got his number.
This Tibay defensive stop of the half is brought to you by Pioneer Elastoseal. Pioneer Scotty is not feeling 100%. Oh, what a layup coming from CJ Perez. That is just pure talent from the apex predator of the PBA.
Yeah, he's really finding ways on how to score. I mean, the defense is right there already.
Stephen Holt missing that heat check three. And with 2-second difference between the game clock and shot clock, San Miguel Beer will slow it down to a crawl. Wami just protecting his dribble against Tenorio. Now Tautua has his screen rejected by Wami. Attacks. Tautua scores on the layup. As we restart the action here in the third quarter, same starters for both camps. Scotty issues a pass to Jamie Malonzo, who drives inside. He's blocked by CJ. And he is also tasked to stay in front of CJ Perez. Good quick pass to Tautua. Goes to the turnaround jumper. That's good for 2.
He really opted now to go on a fall away rather than to barrel underneath.
Second player in double digits for the San Miguel Beermen. Tautua with 10 to back up the 14 of Marcio. Scotty on the drive, kicks it. Jumper, good off the bank for Jamie.
Well, the thing with Scotty right now is he's taking less attempts because what he wants is like a drive and kick, and he's getting his teammates open. So that in itself is how effective Scotty Thompson is, not just because he is not scoring in this game.
CJ pulls the trigger and he jolts it from downtown. Now the biggest lead of the ball game, a sweet 16-point lead for the Beermen. A meek response coming from Barangay Ginebra. It'll allow San Miguel Beer to still be up by 15. More problems on the defensive side for Ginebra as Marcio connects again.
Well, that's the problem because San Miguel is getting into the paint.
And you have to say that without Junmar Fajardo occupying that space, there are a lot more driving lines open for the likes of CJ and Marcio. Meanwhile, Scotty Thompson finally getting his first 2 points of the match.
Marcio there, they can drill you from the outside. You have CJ also was a great scorer. So aside from those guys,
we'll try to go to an early counter, but the defense is already set up for San Miguel Beer. Good entry pass, and Thompson hits another one against Johnson.
If Scotty cannot make it from the outside, he will assert himself in the guard position to post up Wami Chongson.
CJ splits a double. Perez goes to the other side. Block,
Great
sent
block.
back completely by Japet. And now that will be a foul given up by Tiongson.
Energize Barangay Ginebra, most especially if they can convert with an easy layup.
This could not execute it perfectly.
They're
Wami chased
jamming
out of the
the guard
line.
now.
Brondial open. The driving lane is there, and he banks it home.
And the thing is, San Miguel forced that double team off the guard. No one rotating to Roddy Brondial.
And adjustment defensively, bit difficult for Barangay Ginebra as they're playing without a Junmar Fajardo to mind. Thompson, though, heating up here. Stephen Holt has space. The jumper is good.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of that separation early.
Keeping their heads above water, still up double digits, 65-54. Barrientos, the early offense is good for 2.
And that's what he's there for, you know, that instant offense, that being a threat on the guard position to really try to force that defense to extend out.
Cruz matched up against Stephen Holt. As CJ Perez will take a quick break at this stage of the third quarter. Trollano on the switch now. Rosales will test the defense of Abarientos. The double team comes for him. Rosales, though, has way too late on the double. It will be a basket and one for Chris.
He's looking for his opportunities, most especially on the kick out.
He's a pro. That's a perfect word to this. I still remember Coach Jong with Chico flying out to Singapore, watching him play for the Singapore Slingers, and now Rosales hits the touchdown. Instant impact. He is the big difference for the San Miguel Beermen.
Because he was coming in with pain on his left side, so the right started to compensate. But as we have seen through the years, when the stakes are high, Scotty says goodbye to whatever pain he might be nursing. Carlo.
Thompson who forced that stop. RJ Barrientos converts on the layup. And they need to work doubly hard on the defensive end, get those stops, get those easy buckets in transition to climb their way back into this contest.
The energy always comes back, comes in from the defense, and that's for Barangay Ginebra.
Straightaway three, too strong coming from Jericho. And now Barangay Ginebra is pushing again. Holt to Abarientos to the corner. Scotty for three. It's sweet. Look at that swipe from behind coming from Thompson. And then Abarientos beating Jericho. Limited minutes for Coach Leo. Jericho splits the defense up top and finishes with that gorgeous layup. Mami Chongson back in the ball game, replacing Chris Rosales. They want to touch for Junmar against Troy.
Oh,
Sneaky attack.
The big mistake.
Trollano as Coach Timcon will call a timeout.
You got to rotate on the weak side. This is a big no-no here, Carlo, when you got a guy cut behind.
SMB can hang on for the final shot attempt of this third quarter. Trollano into deep. Fajardo finally scores. Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Carlo Pamintuan and Eric Reyes on the call. Miss Bel Gregorio, our courtside reporter. Lead now is at its biggest, 17 points off that jumper from Jericho.
They're going for some isolation moves also when they see some mismatches on the quickness side.
Barrientos recovers, but his pass to Trollano is stolen.
Now it's San Miguel's turn to give Ginebra a dose of its own medicine.
Fajardo will stay in the ball game. Going up against Raymond Aguilar. Now Jericho to Kahilig. The swing pass. Yongson is open and he converts from downtown. A 20-point lead now for SMB.
Ingredient for this San Miguel lead is that quick ball movement. We've seen a lot of isolation plays, yes.
2 minutes already gone here in the fourth quarter. That pass stolen by Maya. Forward pass to Jason. Now Pinto for three. That will work.
It's the same group, that tried to engineer that comeback in that game number 1, having John Pinto there, who contributed also.
But an 18-point deficit in the first half is very different from a
17-point
deficit in the final period.
Good point there, Carlo.
Kahilig from the corner, back to 20. Barrientos, well, they need an explosion coming from him basically, or this guy as Pinto hits again. Jericho goes outside to Kahilig, the swing to Trollano, off the spin. What a move from Don!
This really has been a good scorer and a threat, most especially when he is open.
You have Tautua, you have Trollano, some offense from Tiongson, Kahilig, Jericho, everyone chipping in.
Right
another
there.
three for Dre.
Another from Kahilig. This is their time to give back to Junmar of what he has contributed for San Miguel.
And the coaches, even the PTs of San Miguel, were advising him to rest it out, but Fajardo was not going to hear it. Barangay Ginebra with an all-bench crew right now. They were not able to mentally get past not having him at 100%.
Or at least have somebody else do that for him.
Yeah.
Unlike San Miguel, wherein Junmar couldn't really get anything in.
Rosales performed, especially in the first half.
Yes, I mean, a lot of those things really have contributed. It's total team effort because there's just way too many players contributing for San Miguel. On the other hand, of course, Barangay Ginebra missing, the big production of Japet Aguilar. That's something that we've seen in game number 1 in the second half. So far, Japet really did struggle in this game, most especially on the defensive end. I feel that, the frustration of Japet was really because he couldn't really get, to stop Motautua to attack him.
And you have to give credit to the bench as well. And once again, for the San Miguel Beermen, Jericho Cruz firing on all cylinders alongside Cahilig and Troliano and Rosales. Their bench was mighty. As Pinto gets another basket.
It's a nice drive there, cutting the angles and bumping first before taking that shot.
Bench scoring a huge factor for the San Miguel Beermen here in this match. Roles such as Chris Rosales in any given team, just ready for any role that he's given.
Especially in a series like this, Carlo, the bench points will definitely come into play here.
So Elite Tenorio back to direct traffic for Barangay Ginebra. Adamos with a nice pass. Ahanmisi hits the layup.
He's a key player not to be able to at least, get his averages in any game.
Three-point shot goes down for Jeremiah Gray. But going back to your point earlier, which is the mind space where Japet was. He saw that Junmar was not there. He was not starting. And now they will just dribble out the clock as this best of 7 is down to a virtual best of 5.
This is a big comeback here for the San Miguel Beermen. Despite, having Junmar play sparingly in this game, they were still able to